Welcome to Brad Allen Drums. For those of you who are new, my name is Brad Allen. I'm a professional drummer who's also been teaching private drum lessons for over 20 years, and now I'm doing my best to pass along all that knowledge to you. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you a basic approach to playing the salsa beat on the drum set. Also, stick around to the end of the video and I've got a bonus for you. The first thing I want to talk about concerning playing salsa on the drum set is interpretation. Most of what we do on the drum set is really about interpretation. You're presented with a song, and you may have a drum chart presented to you. Then it's up to you to figure out exactly how to interpret the song or the drum chart. This is completely different than playing snare drum on a drum line. In that situation, your job is to play exactly what the sheet music calls for, note for note. But on the drum set, you need to be able to quickly figure out what needs to be played in order to give the other players in the band a smooth ride. With that in mind, let's look at a scenario where you might need to be able to play the salsa on the drum set. When you're first presented with a song, the band leader or the drum chart may just tell you that it's a Latin tune. To determine that the piece is basically a salsa song, look at the bass line on your drum chart. Sometimes you may need to check with the bass player's part. Here is what a salsa bass line sounds like. So if you see that bass rhythm written out either on your drum chart or on the bass player's music, you know it's probably a salsa piece, regardless of what it says on the drum chart. So now that we've determined that the piece is a salsa tune, what are we going to play? In this scenario, I'm assuming that we're probably playing with jazz musicians. We're playing in a high school jazz band, we're playing in a college jazz band, maybe a military band or something like that. We're probably not playing in the Caribbean with Caribbean musicians. If we were playing with Caribbean musicians, the rhythms that they played might be much more traditional and much more specific. So what we played with those musicians would probably also have to be much more specific. But what I'm going to show you here are things that will work for most situations, things you can learn quickly, so if you have to play some salsa next week with a jazz band, you'll be ready. A quick note here, I did another video on the samba drum beat, and the first few steps I'm going to show you here for the salsa beat are exactly the same. This works to your advantage because if you already know how to play the beats that I showed you in the other video, what I'm going to show you here will be that much easier for you. Step 1, play a basic right-handed syncopated rhythm. Play this on the hi-hat of the ride cymbal. A little faster. Step 2, play quarter notes with your bass drum along with a basic right-hand syncopated pattern. A little faster. By the way, I have all these patterns written out on my website at bradallendrums.com for your convenience. Just click on the link below. Step 3 is to break up the right hand a bit and add some notes on the snare drum with your left hand. Leave out the bass drum for now. All right, just a little faster. Step 4, add the bass drum again on all 4 beats. A little faster. So through step 4, this is exactly the beat that I described in my beginning samba video. This same beat will actually work for salsa. So if you're a beginning drummer and you need something to use immediately, go ahead and use it. If you're looking for something a bit more advanced, the next step is for you. Step 5 is to replace the quarter notes on the bass drum with the basic salsa bass ostinato. This is more advanced, so it will take more practice, but it will give you a much more authentic and cool salsa feel. So it is worth working on. A little faster. The other thing you can do after you're comfortable with the beat is add the hi-hat with your foot on quarter notes. You can then try putting your hi-hat on the off beats. After you can play the basic pattern, practice improvising with it. Start adding a few notes with your left hand, add a few with your right, and alternating with one measure of time. Eventually, you should practice one measure of fill while maintaining the salsa bass ostinato, then eventually solos. Now for the bonus I mentioned earlier. I have 10 beats that every drummer needs to know that I'd like to send you absolutely free. It comes with a downloadable PDF that you can use to practice the beats and an exclusive video demonstrating all the beats. Again, absolutely free. Just follow the link in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.